Zeeland High Players are not a typical high school theater troupe. The professionalism is off the chain. Is that a thing the kids say these days? It's off the hook. It's way high. The professionalism on the stage in DeWitt Auditorium in the Zeeland High Players productions is very high. Lots of professionalism. So good.
So is that yes?
Yes, everyone should go. It is, in all seriousness, it's really disappointing sometimes. Well, that's not, let's cut that. We don't want to say that. I think too many people in this community don't understand the quality of what's going on that stage, and they miss opportunity to see some really amazing stuff, and that saddens me. Everyone should go.
So did you go to see the All Shook Up?
I did not see All Shook Up. I played guitar in the pit, so I didn't get to really see it. I was underneath the stage, but it was good, and if you didn't see it, you missed an amazing show. So, when you think about the 25-year history of the Zeeland High Players musical, so since Torg took over the program would have been the fall of 1988. So I don't know, do the math on that. That was the inception of the Zeeland High Players, and Mr. Miller, who is now the director, has continued that same kind of institution of the Zeeland High Players, and certainly the professionalism has continued at that same level that Torg kind of built. In the 25 years that Zeeland High Players have staged musicals, obviously there's wide-ranging musical styles, there's wide-ranging, even the orchestration, like the instruments that are in the orchestra pit are different. Sometimes it's all like orchestra, string, cellos, violins, basses, and maybe some trumpets, and other times it's more like big band, so like our jazz band would be more, you can compare it to the orchestra. This time it was, because it was all Elvis music, it was a rock band that had a horn section, and so it was only 13 people in the pit, which is pretty small. I would guess in the 25-year history, the average is probably closer to 16 to 20. So 13 people in the pit this time, 11 kids, 2 adults. Mr. Knoth, Mrs. Knoth's husband, Mr. Knoth, played the lead guitar. I played rhythm guitar. And so we were the only 2 adults in the orchestra pit, other than Mr. Walker, of course, who conducted the whole thing. So that's the deal with the orchestra.
Are there anything that you would change?
I don't think that there is anything that I would change about the musical. I really liked that the cast and crew put so much work into it, and I loved the Funland setup. It was really pretty.
Part of the musical?
I think that my favorite part wasn't anything in specific, but it's when Natalie is both a guy and a girl, so like just that whole the fact that she's playing a guy and a girl part, she has to kind of maneuver, and I just like all those scenes. Natalie, just because she had to play the guy and the girl.
Would you recommend people going to see this musical?
I would recommend that people go to see musicals like these by ZHP and stuff like that, because you can't see this play anymore. You had the weekend to see it, and if you saw it, you're like really lucky. It was really good.
Who do you think the play or musical was for? Like what kind of audience?
I think there were parts about it that anyone could enjoy. Like younger kids could have enjoyed the singing, the dancing, and just the action on stage. And there were for older audiences or I don't know, parents and stuff, there were jokes from the 50s that they could laugh at, and I don't know if many teens would be interested in it, because a lot of us are kind of uncultured and don't pay attention to this kind of stuff, but I love it. I love Elvis. I listened to it growing up, and I think the show is amazing.
James?
No, the way the cast and crew put it together and spent so much time on it, it was perfect. I mean, I probably wasn't. I mean, in my opinion, pretty great. All of it. It was so good.
Do you have one particular part?
When Natalie first meets Chad, she starts to sing One Night with You, and so the entire stage goes kind of dark, and there's a blue spotlight on her, and it's like everyone else is frozen, but she's singing this like in her head. But the way they do it on the stage is just kind of cool.
Who was your favorite character in the play or musical?
Well, I really like Chad and how he's just, kind of a cool guy, but I mean, he's kind of like a jerk, but he gets all the ladies, and he wears tight pants and rides a motorcycle, and it's kind of awesome.